Can you place speakers horizontally? Matt from Liverpool, England wants to know, hey, isn't that where the Beatles came from? The lads from Liverpool, as I remember. Hey, Paul, I'm an audio-visual technician, and during a recent installation in a conference room, there was not enough room to mount the loudspeakers vertically above the displays. They were a pair of two-way loudspeakers. My only choice was to mount them horizontally so they would fit. I decided to mount them symmetrically so the woofers were on the inside and the tweeters to the outside. In a regular hi-fi stereo system setup, you'd have your speakers standing upright with the woofers at the bottom and the tweeters at the top. Just like that. And now I lost my place. But what if the loudspeakers were placed on their sides horizontally, so both the woofer and the tweeter were at the same level? Would placing loudspeakers horizontally make any difference to the sound? And do you think that having the woofers on the inside would give a different listening experience to having the tweeters on the inside? Is that right? Outside, okay. All right, well, first off, we're not going to take these speakers and flip them horizontally because obviously what he had was smaller speakers. And you know, this kind of thing is done all the time in center channels, especially if you have a center channel with a tweeter, and typically this is what you have, a tweeter in the middle, and then your woofer, maybe a pair of small woofers, one on the top and one on the bottom. When you do that, you can use that speaker in an upright vertical position, or you can flip it on its side and put it below the television and call it a center channel. A lot of companies do that. They'll make speakers that can go this way or that way, depending on how you want to use it. And it's a lot easier for them. They only have to make one skew, and you don't have to bother with, you know, making a specific left one and then a center one that is specific to it. That said, a lot of people can take, in tight areas, can take a small two-way speaker and flip it on its side. Really, the only difference that you're going to have is, from an imaging standpoint, where that tweeter is hitting your ears and how much attention the speaker designer paid to the on-axis versus off-axis response. Now, if I were to take a pair of speakers, let's say we had a small set of speakers and I wanted to do what he did, which was to put them horizontal and try and get an imaging, you know, for a two-channel setup and get imaging correct, I would have done the opposite that he did. He had his tweeters to the outside and woofers to the inside, and I would have flipped them around and had tweeters to the inside, because from a listening position, when I'm standing here, or well, I'll probably be sitting in a listening position, I'm going to want the tweeters to be forming the equilateral triangle to hit my ears, as opposed to too far out to the side. And then I'm going to have them towed in too much, and I'm going to get some problems with the way the woofers interact. And so I would have flipped it the other way. But you can do it either way, and much depends on how much toe in you want, how far apart the speakers are, and you'll just have to do that by ear. But yeah, you can certainly do that. These are the AN3 prototypes. If you've watched this program, you've seen these before. So these will soon be retired, and a new set are coming. And I hope maybe 30 days or whatever, we'll see the new version of these. We've been working like beavers, little hard working beavers. But we've gone to a different mid-range, which I'll show you when we have the new one. It's pretty cool. And we're going to have two of these instead of just one. And what else we're going to do, which is kind of interesting, is we're splitting this cabinet in half. So, I'll explain how what I'm telling you is relevant to the question. So the top half of the speaker is going to have the mid-range and the tweeter, and it will, depending on how we do it, it might have a little more. I don't want to give too much away right now, but it'll be configured so that the mid-bass couplers are in the bottom half, and the mid-range tweeter, if that's all we wind up having, and we may not, will be in the top half. And then we're doing that because it's a lot easier to transport these things. I mean, right now these things are, they're bordering on 160, 180 pounds. They're beasts. So by cutting them in half, we're able to have somebody literally carry them up the stairs if they need to, set it down in the woofer column, carry up the top half, connect the two together, put the side panels on, and bingo, you've got your speaker. So here's where I'm going to bring it all the way around again, okay? It'll be configured such that the top half of the speaker will be able to be flipped on its side and become a horizontal, standalone center channel for people who want to have, or you can set it vertically and we'll have a little stand for it, so you don't have to have the woofer module. So it makes it a lot more versatile. I'll talk more about that later, but certainly you can do that. My advice would have been to put the tweeters on the inside, but I'm sure what you did worked out great. All right. Thanks for the question. Talk to you tomorrow.